Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, it is so great to have you. I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in Germany. And in this video today, I am going to be talking about some of the classic mistakes that native German speakers make when they are speaking English. So I've actually noticed that some native German speakers who have a really high level of English, like a great level already, still make these mistakes. So just by making a few little tiny tweaks and adjustments, you will sound so much more fluent while speaking English. And I just want to make it clear, it does not bother me in the slightest if you make these mistakes. And most native English speakers will not be fazed at all if you make these mistakes. It doesn't matter. Anybody who has the courage to learn and speak a foreign language, regardless of their level, has my absolute respect, because I know from personal experience just how challenging this is and how much guts it takes to do this. So before I get into the mistakes, I would like to thank Hellotalk for kindly sponsoring this video. Hellotalk is the world's largest language exchange app. They have over 15 million users from 200 countries. I personally have been using Hellotalk for a couple of years now. I absolutely love it. And one of the things I love about it is that it's actually been able to get me in touch with some of you guys, some of my viewers. So some of you have been helping me improve my German language. I've been helping you improve your English language. We've had some really great conversations and it's just a win-win situation really. I just love this app so much because it is so interactive. It's kind of like the Facebook of language learning in a way. So Hellotalk actually works by using its own algorithm to best match potential language partners who are learning each other's native language. So it's kind of like I'll teach you my language if you teach me your language type thing. I think this is an incredible way to learn a language because it gets you in touch with native speakers, and it can be really hard to find native speakers who are willing to practice with you. So the Hellotalk app is 100% free to download, so you can just get straight in there, download the app, start making connections with native speakers of the language that you're learning. It doesn't matter what level you are, you can even start out using a translator to help you out having a conversation with your language partner. Your language partner is able to correct your mistakes, you can correct their mistakes, you can leave voice messages for each other, and it is just so much fun. So the app actually lets you do so much for free, but if you want to, take that next step, you can become a VIP member, which gives you access to incredible features. So there's the VIP membership, and there are also Hello language courses, and these are interactive podcast style lessons. So guys, I hope you can give Hellotalk a try. I know you will love it just as much as I do. There is actually a Black Friday sale going on at the moment where you can get 40% off Hello English and Hello French courses. So I will leave all of the information to that in my description below. So guys, with all that being said, let's get into the classic mistakes that Germans make while speaking English. So the first mistake, this is in no particular order by the way, but this is a very, very common mistake that Germans make even when they are very fluent in English. This is just an example, but many Germans say something along the lines of, "I think you look really nice with your hair open." And this is a mistake. This is a direct translation from German and it sounds really wrong. So what you are meant to say, instead of "I like your hair open," you would say "I like your hair out," and that just sounds so much better and so much more correct. So we know what you mean if you say "I like your hair open," but it just sounds really funny, and no native English speaker would say open. So guys, the next classic mistake that I hear so many Germans making, including my husband, he stopped making this mistake, but he made this mistake for so long. So an example of this is, "I have to ask my chef first if I can get the day off work." And so chef in English, it means a cook or somebody that is specialized in cooking, and we would call them a chef. So what they were really meant to say instead of chef is, "I need to ask my boss if I can get the day off work." And so that is a completely different thing. Don't worry if you make this mistake, because so many Germans make it, but just know for next time to say boss instead of chef. Okay, so another classic mistake that native Germans make, I hear this all the time here in Germany. It doesn't sound bad, it's just a little tiny mistake that many Germans make, and it's easy to fix. So a lot of the time I will hear, "I really enjoy fruits." so fruits with an S at the end, but what you're actually meant to say is, I really enjoy fruit, without the S at the end. I can totally see how people make this mistake. It's a very easy mistake to make because in English it can be so confusing. So many plurals have an S at the end, but then some of them don't have an S on the end, and fruit is a plural that doesn't have an S on the end. So you would say, I really enjoy fruit. So it's just a little tip. Take off the S at the end when you're talking about fruit as a plural, and you will sound so much more fluent and so much more like a native English speaker. Another classic mistake I hear Germans making quite often is, can you please borrow me 10 euros instead of, can you please lend me 10 euros? And I can see how this would be confusing, and I can see how Germans make this mistake, because it is completely acceptable and correct to say, can I please borrow 10 euros? But as soon as you say, can you please borrow me 10 euros, it sounds completely wrong. So you will say, can you please lend me 10 euros? And then you will be fine. Another classic example of a mistake many German speakers make in English is, he gave me some really good advices, instead of, he gave me some really good advice. And so you just have to cut it a little bit short. Instead of saying advices, you will say advice, and it will sound so much better, so much more fluent, and just so much more correct. So an example of a really common mistake that many Germans make, it's a very simple mistake. A lot of them will say, I drive to work tomorrow. Instead, they should say, I will drive to work tomorrow. And so just by adding the will, it just sounds so much better. It makes you sound so much more fluent. And a lot of Germans, even Germans who are really fluent in English, they will sometimes miss out the will. And it doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound great. So instead of saying, I drive to work tomorrow, you say, I will drive to work tomorrow, or I'm going to drive to work tomorrow, and that will sound so much better. So last but not least, an example of another really common mistake that Germans make while speaking English is, I got my driver's license with 18. Instead of saying, I got my driver's license when I was 18, or I got my driver's license at 18, you could say, to make it even more simple. So with 18, we know what you mean, but it sounds wrong, and you will sound like a foreigner if you say with 18. So anyway, guys, that is all I have got for this video today, and I just want to mention again, if you are making the effort to speak a foreign language, total respect to you, and it does not matter if you make any of these mistakes, absolutely not. I still think you are amazing. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I also wanted to remind you to check out Hellotalk. It is such a cool app, and I really think you'll enjoy it. Also, there's a huge discount going on at the moment for Black Friday. It is 40% off some of their classes, so I'm going to link all of the information in my description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.